On the night of March 13th, 1997, something was seen in the skies over Phoenix, Arizona. But what? Did eyewitnesses catch a glimpse of the military's latest secret weapon? Or are UFOs to blame for these strange sightings? What was the huge V-shaped object looming above them and moving toward them swiftly and silently? Was it the Hale-Bopp comet everyone was talking about? Or was there something else, something much closer and far more frightening? Was this an alien spaceship? Or is the U.S. military somehow responsible for these unexplained sightings? Could this be the most dramatic UFO sighting in modern history? Did the government accidentally give the world a peek at its latest aeronautical wizardry? Trying to break through the veil of secrecy and obfuscation that has surrounded this event has proven to be a tough job, but it brings up a question that keeps recurring. Why is the government doing its best to keep you from finding out the truth about strange objects that seem to fill the skies? On the night of March 13th, 1997, a line of V-shaped lights that some witnesses claim were attached to an object of truly gigantic proportions invaded the skies over Phoenix, Arizona. From that day to this, the official explanation to hundreds of eyewitness accounts has been silence, ridicule, or good old-fashioned government stonewalling. Nevertheless, we'll attempt to illuminate the mystery behind this astonishing story in just a moment.
A mystery that cannot be explained. An enigma that defies reason. A surprising and unexpected answer. To encounter such a mystery firsthand may change your life forever. Face to face with the greatest riddles of the ages, the world's most profound mysteries reach out and touch your life in ways you never imagined possible. Extreme Mysteries.
Arizona, the Grand Canyon state, is known the world over for its incredible desert scenery. But since the night of March 13th, 1997, it's become famous for something entirely different: UFOs. Strange lights were spotted that night in Nevada, Arizona, and even New Mexico. But the most dramatic sightings were concentrated in the Phoenix area, where amber-colored lights and a huge V-shaped craft hovered over the city as hundreds of people looked on. Concerned residents put in calls to every government official they could think of in search of an explanation.
At the time of the Phoenix Lights incident, I was on the Phoenix City Council. I had no idea anything unusual had taken place until I met a reporter who asked me what had happened and if anybody was investigating. I was on my way into a televised Phoenix City Council meeting, and I told her I would ask about it.
Nobody is doing any investigation on it, and I'd just like to know if anybody has any information from the city and if the city is checking into it. Apparently,
when I asked my fellow council members if anything was being done to investigate the matter, all I got was silence. It was as if I hadn't asked the question at all. They just ignored me and moved on to the next councilman.
People are starting to ask more questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Councilman Siebert.
I was just going to give the number.
But this was obviously different.
Why would city council members choose to ignore something that was causing such a furor? But if the city council wasn't interested, there were others who were. The owner of a local high-tech computer lab took it upon himself to investigate the stories. Using information from eyewitness accounts, Jim Delatoso reconstructed the unusual events of March 13th with computer animation.
I've been doing UFO research a long time, in fact over 20 years, and in that time most of the cases I've been able to identify as some natural phenomenon. In fact, I've even found some hoaxes. But the Phoenix lights were something very different. hundreds and hundreds of witnesses, multiple videotapes that we could test, and then with all of the witness reports be able to do a recreation. The lights were first sighted at 8:16 p.m. when the first report went into the National UFO Reporting Center from a former police officer who spotted a very unusual formation of orbs near Paulden, Arizona, in the northwestern part of the state. Within just a few minutes, 50 miles away in Prescott, Arizona, hundreds of witnesses now reported a formation of lights.
After cutting an aerial path through the Prescott Valley, the craft moved on toward the heavily populated capital city of Phoenix and reportedly put on quite a show. According to witnesses, the enormous triangular-shaped object hovered over one of the city's major intersections for a full 5 minutes. It then moved into the airspace of the major international airport in Phoenix, where it was witnessed by professional air traffic controllers and pilots alike. And that brought up something else.